Nice.
Howdy, it's Brandon Monahan. I'm that old man one-wheeler. Just wanted to walk through with you a little drop that my friend and I did today. Kind of analyze that and see what we can learn from just watching it happen. I think there's a ton when you slow it down that perhaps is not immediately obvious when you're going fast. So hopefully you can learn from this, do drops like this. I should mention this is the biggest drop to date we've done, and it looks way higher in person. I don't know if that's always the case, but it certainly feels like it's always the case. I want to start just at the very beginning of this video and start with the most obvious thing. When you're looking at my friend Dustin, who's on the left, and myself, who is on the right, you can see that both of us have our knees bent and our arms out. To state the obvious, that is an absolute must. I really hammer on getting your knees bent. We are both there because we know what's coming. We know it's going to be a heck of a drop, and we want to be ready to absorb it. So we have our arms out for balance and our knees bent. And as soon as we take off that edge, it's also very clear that Dustin is clearing the entire little cliff area while I am dragging my tail down. And I want to really emphasize this because this makes a huge difference in control, both in on the ground and in the air, and then of course how you land. So as you see, Dustin is flying out there, not touching the cliff at all. And you can start to see puffs of dirt showing up almost immediately on my board because I'm dragging my tail. If I were to put it another way, Dustin did a full send and I did a half send where I was not going all the way. If you look a little further into the video, you can see Dustin's landing is also very interesting because almost immediately after touching the ground, he's able to shove his front leg straight and get his board parallel with the ground so he's able to have that braking action from the motor. If you look at myself though, I am in a completely different setup where I'm dragging my tail and I do not have that traction that he has. I'm not using the motors to slow down as much as I'm just dragging my tail to slow down. That means you lose control, and you can see as my board is tilted over and I've lost the camber on my movement so that it is a little more sketchy. And that's what you lose when you do the tail dragging. It's a little bit easier as far as you are not doing the full send, you're not in the air as long, but you really do lose that control that you need to use the braking of the motor as opposed to the braking of friction. It really does feel sketchy when you're doing it. And both of us wrote it out. It was fun for both of us. So whether you can do it one way or the other doesn't matter so much as you're having fun. But I hope to get to the point where I can launch out there. Hopefully you can too, because using that motor to brake just gives you that capability to slow down without having that sketchy moment where you're dragging. I do want to say though, I think I look cooler because I've got a bunch of dust around me. So there you go. Have a good one.
Nice.